Hey. And now you're live on the internets.
Hello, Internet.
What's happening?
It's been a while since you've been live on the internets.
It has been a while.
It's been...
Same
been a
jokes,
while.
new seasons.
It's an actual song with that
I know, but I
title.
didn't feel like doing that one. I like doing It's Been. It took me everything to not go, It's Been, during motherfucking the middle class holes when I said It's Been. I went, It's Been, and almost said It's Been.
It's been.
Yeah. I almost did that myself.
That was fun doing their show.
Yeah, sounded great.
Let's see. Who do we have watching?
Did you actually listen to it? Or
We got one person on Kick of
Absolutely
all the
not.
places. Kick.
I watched a couple of the clips. Only watched about 15 seconds of the one that they put up of me.
Uh-huh.
'Cause I fucking hate the sound of my own voice. Told you that.
You know?
Bothers me.
It doesn't hurt you to kind of, listen, like,
Sound check.
hear how you sound, listen for verbal tics, things of that nature. Maybe you wouldn't say the same 5 things 5 times in a row.
I'm perfect. What are you talking about?
Okay, yeah, very
What
good.
do you mean?
Yes, that's right. He got more votes than me one time
Yeah.
in a podcast
Multiple
competition.
times. I just didn't win it the rest of the time. I still got more than you, though, which is my own personal moral victory.
It takes so very little to amuse you.
Yeah.
All right, well,
That's all that matters. My world doesn't include those podcasts either. My world includes this room, and I win.
right, a podcast that you don't go back and listen to.
And I win.
Yeah. So, producer Mel, we ready to do a show?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it.
This is Ray, Manchester United supporter and P1 supporter. Fuck the rest of the league. Red Devils going to win this shit. Peace out, baby. Oh, and you're listening to DU Football Show.
The delusional tears of Manchester United fans are sponsored by Arsenal. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
well, I mean, come on. They're delusional, but we just saw a cat video that said another club's kind of
I
delusional.
believe
too.
everything on the internet. That's about the age you are, actually.
Yeah, that's
Worrisome.
about where we go, and it's how we believe. Let's start the show.
Born in the land of Bowie, Maryland. Bred to be a fan of fucking Everton. Punch you in the eye and drink your rye. Sam Houston.
Sam Houston?
Arsenal fans have another Sam. Right day, the fucking Gooner Graham. Stump of a lord. Look straight in shorts. Sam Graham, hey.
Sam Graham.
Fucking United! Fucking United!
Hello and welcome to the 8th season of the DU Football Show, a completely biased recap of the English Premier League as told by 2 common American schmucks. I am your host, Sam Houston, and across the way from me, it's just a little wormhole stuck in his head. My co-host, Mr. Samuel Graham. How you doing over there, Mr. Graham?
Doing very well. Thank you very much.
Very good. I love it. You see what I did there?
Let's see what you did there.
You know, that's how it works. It's what we do.
Yeah. No one else knows about
Of course, on the ones and twos, producer Mel. Producer Mel, how are you doing, madame?
Making sure I hit all the buttons at the right button hitting time.
Very good. I've made a slight script change to injury time to reflect
My button
exactly
hitting?
what it is that you do.
Oh, good. Injury time, where all of dozens listen.
Already starting off the season fucking with me. Already fucking
But
with
we
me.
could have more dozens listening if you just go to patreon.com/DU Football Show.
That's my motherfucking whore.
I'm good at it, man. 8 years in.
We're recording at the DU Public House just outside the nation's capital. You can check us out wherever you get your podcasts. And, of course, streaming live every single Monday night. Should you want to chat with us, there is many ways that you can. Mr. Graham, tell the good people how they can get in touch.
Absolutely. It's at DU Football Show on all the social medias except X. And DU
'cause
Football
fuck
Show
them.
at DUFootballShow@gmail.com to get in touch via email.
If you're streaming us, honestly, best way, YouTube, because that's where the bulk of the crew is, and that's kind of where the bulk of the crew does their chat. So if you,
Like to get involved?
right. Mel is going to be able to see the chat, but she's also doing 20 other things, so she's not always going to be able to keep up with it. The two of us are not seeing the chat at all. We're looking at a camera that's right in front of our face, and we're looking at each other. We have no idea what you're saying. So
Unless she tells us.
But the YouTube is probably the best place to do it because that's where the kind of the whole collection, the gathering of geese would be.
Murder.
Yeah, the murder, yes. And
Is that geese or crows?
that's ravens are a murder.
Yeah.
What's a? Is it just a flock? Is it are geese?
I think a
Lame.
gaggle. I think a gaggle.
Oh, a
of
gaggle
geese
could be
works
gaggle.
perfectly
Yeah,
fine.
you
Gaggle
might.
of geese.
That
That's what
sounds
I
more
said.
familiar.
That's what I said first.
You didn't say gaggle.
I did. I said a gaggle of geese.
I don't think you did.
I would tell you to go back and
You know
listen
what?
to
Go over to the
tape.
YouTubes and leave a comment.
I would tell you to go back and listen to the tape, but you and I both know
I
you
fucking
won't do
won't.
that.
Yeah, no.
Sam and myself both work in the wine and spirit industry and both have a deep, passionate love for all things distilled spirits. So as the red-blooded Americans we are, we vow to have a drink in our hand throughout this show and every single show. Mr. Graham, what are we drinking today?
So what I have for you today is something brand new from Glenfiddich.
Whiskey
this
without
is
the E.
their 16-year-old partnership with the Aston Martin Formula One team. Exclusively matured and married in American oak casks to create a rich and layered sweetness. So the cool thing about this one is it's basically a triple cask. And they use first fill American oak, second fill bourbon casks, and then American oak wine casks.
Oh, fun.
Are
Okay.
the three casks used here, aged for a total of 16 years, and it is lovely.
It's quite good. I was wondering if there was still some still wine to it, right? Because it has a little bit of that kind of red fruit thing going on, and it's not just caramel vanilla bomb. So glad to hear that there's some wine to that as well, because I was wondering if my mind was playing tricks on me.
No, and it wouldn't surprise me if it was some sort of...
There's a lot going on in this one.
Oh, yeah, it's excellent. If there was some sort of softer red. Not like... I don't think it's a cab cask, for instance. I think it's probably a Pinot Noir or Merlot.
Yeah, something
Something not
easy.
Not as high in tannin. But it's absolutely scrumptious. I fucking love this.
What is it on the shelf?
86 proof, and you're going to be looking around $80
That ain't bad
on a
at all.
shelf. It is a limited run, though. So whatever we got in, that's what we got.
While it's there,
So
get
buy it while it's there.
You know, watch it make the fucking list. You know, of
Yeah.
course it
But
will.
the other piece to that is you never know. I mean, obviously, if it goes well, even after they may keep it around and then just, when the contract's up with Aston Martin, it's done.
Right.
But they keep it on as a 16-year-old offering regularly. Who knows? As of now, the plan is it's a limited time offer.
Yeah.
But the other thing that I have for you all is something, a very much more anticipated giant release. Something that we're not as excited about personally, but we're not every man, Mm-hmm. So I was able to get a second round of samples. And in the great state of Maryland, all of these pre-ordered cases come out and will be delivered into your local liquor stores next week. The week of the 25th.
I know what we've got coming our way.
I've got the new Fireball Blazing Apple
Very good.
for you to try at some
Excellent.
point during the show. I didn't want to bury the lead or fuck with the flavor of the scotch, and I knew we'd be excited to try it, so I didn't want to do it prior to the scotch, because this Glenfiddich is fucking phenomenal.
EFL show?
Sure.
Let's do it for the EFL show. Perfect.
Sounds like a plan.
Love it. And what else should we always do?
Always
Mr.
remember
Graham?
to drink responsibly.
Excellent. Very good. That's right. We should probably cheers our, my wife. She's up there holding the glass, producing segments and shit. And
You know what? Fuck it.
oh, we got, I'm sorry. I was trying to make sure I was ready with the papers to get right into the right into the show and do my job correctly and all that kind of stuff. Forgive me
Right.
for trying to be efficient.
Okay.
I just like awkward pauses. We open with two big matches with two different reasons. One for remembrance and the other a rivalry. Liverpool 4, Bournemouth 2, Arsenal 1, Manchester United 0. Beautiful tribute to the unfortunate passing of their teammate Diego Jota before the game, in the 20th minute of the game, and with each and every single goal that was scored by the Liverpool players. And I'm sure you'll get to the last goal and what was the celebration that Mo Salah did. But
Yeah. This summer was tough for the football community. Obviously, with Andre Silva and Diogo Jota's passing in a single car accident in the north of Spain on the way to a ferry to take them to England,
Right.
Which is, just absolutely tragic. A player who was just gotten married a few days before. 3 kids, I think it is, with his longtime girlfriend and now wife. Someone with the world at his feet, and cut down in their prime. And we said it, a long time ago when Christian Eriksen collapsed on the field. You think of these people as heroes, as superheroes, as all this kind of stuff. They are just people with families, with loved ones, with moms, with dads, with sisters and brothers and kids and wives. And when you lose somebody, especially suddenly and tragically, it makes it all the more unpalatable.
Right.
Makes it all the more difficult.
Yeah.
But when it's somebody that's that talented, that loves this game and the game that's given us all so much, right? And this game in many ways is our safe space. Is our escape from all of those troubles of our everyday lives. And when death infiltrates that safe space is terrible.
Right.
It makes us all feel that much more and that much more personally, even though we didn't know the man. Obviously loved within the squad. Players were on holiday finally. Football ended for the season finally.
Right.
And most of them, it dropped everything they were doing and flew immediately to Portugal.
Right.
Everyone was there, really. And even Ruben Neves stepped off the field at the Club World Cup and immediately got on a flight,
Right.
to get back to Portugal to be with his best friend's family.
Right.
And it came, it was the thing that started a bunch of loss this summer. One very close to this parish, who we've talked to personally. I'm not going to put his information or business out there, but he knows who he is, and we've sent our condolences that way. Another sudden and tragic passing. Ozzy, obviously, another superstar legend, kind of, superhero, essentially, kind of person, even though we knew his health issues and all that kind of stuff. And then
massive Villa supporter, and his final concert was at Villa
Park, right? And it was 11 days after the concert is when he passed or something. It's like he was living his life for that moment, right?
He was
him holding on
goodbye,
for that moment,
saying goodbye to Birmingham. That's literally what he was doing. Was saying goodbye.
And that was beautiful and lovely. The very kind of and both ends of the spectrum, mixed emotions of even somebody like Hulk Hogan.
Right.
7-year-old me was devastated, but I didn't know he was a cunt. When I was 7,
Right.
I loved wrestling when I was 7,
Right,
and he was a hero, right?
Yeah,
when
right,
I was
of course,
7. As an adult, I feel way less bad about it in adult Sam mind,
Right.
because he was a cunt. But 7-year-old me is just like, oh fuck, and that was the same week as Ozzy. That was a kick in the dick,
Right.
kind of just, but obviously a lot of things that he did in and even things that he did in wrestling that I wasn't aware of as a 7-year-old were problematic.
Right. Of course.
I mean, there's a lot of issues there, but little 7-year-old Sammy in front of the TV, I had the yellow headband, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So nostalgically, that sucked too.
Right.
It was just, one of those, just like, God damn, it was like one hit after another this summer. And to see this outpouring of emotion across the entire league all weekend.
Yeah, every game had a moment of
brilliant.
silence. You could hear a pin drop at every single park.
It was awesome. Every stadium, most stadiums, I think, sung his song. Wolves obviously did theirs. The other English club he played for did their tribute in the 18th minute, their minute of applause, because he wore number 18 for them. And everybody had these massive, beautiful tifos and all sorts of stuff. It was lovely to see the outpouring of love. Obviously, Liverpool did the right thing, and kind of lived by their own motto. Apparently, they've honored his contract with his wife, so she will be paid in full. The remainder of his contract. They have a lot of teammates, and I believe the club have all made donations to the children's education and all of that kind of stuff as well, to make sure the kids are taken care of, moving forward and all of that as well. But just, that's what football's about. That's the release that the game is supposed to give you, right? And then you turn around, was 60 minutes into the game, and you have a Dickie in a wheelchair yelling racist shit at Antoine Semenyo.
Well, that was actually in the first half, but
That wasn't in the first half.
But here's now getting kind of more to the action. Offensively for Liverpool, exactly what they wanted, right? Defensively for Liverpool, lucky it was Bournemouth they were playing.
There was some question marks.
Because
there absolutely were some
this
question marks.
was City or Arsenal or Chelsea, they would have made them pay a lot worse. Like if you're a Liverpool fan, the two brand new fullbacks did not cover themselves in glory, and the center backs, the thing we talked about them last season, particularly with Van Dijk, still applies. Looks a step slower right now. There are players. They have people. They need to work them all in.
Well,
but
yeah.
but that if the performance was very good as a whole from the team, they found a way to win. Slot made the right changes at the right times. It did all of that right. It still doesn't negate the fact that a player went from the 18 to the other 18 right down the middle of your fucking field in your stadium and put it in the back of the fucking net.
Now, what I will say about Antoine Semenyo, though, is he is one of the most two-footed wingers in this league.
Oh, absolutely.
Which is one of the hardest things to defend against, right?
Because you don't know which way he's going to go with his foot.
You look at somebody like, and here we go again, because I'm going to use the Arsenal example. You look at somebody like Saka. You think of years past as somebody like Arjen Robben, or who always seemed to figure it out anyway, or even Frank Ribery. Players that would play the Robert Pires, for instance, would play on the flank of their weaker foot, right? So Pires was right-footed, played on the left. Martinelli is right-footed, plays on the left. Saka left-footed, plays on the right. 9 times out of 10, they're going to cut in. That's what they want to do. It gives them a better angle to shoot at. It gives them a decent angle to cross at, all that kind of stuff, right? It's a tactical thing to do that. But it makes it a touch easier to defend against.
Right, because you just cut off their middle.
Because you cut off their middle. It gives you a route to defend. When Semenyo's running at you, you don't know what the fuck to do.
Yeah, he can go either way.
He can go either way and produce absolute fucking quality either way. So, Van Dijk, yes, is a step slower. Positionally, I think he's still very aware. But
he's still one of the best center backs in the game.
The times that he's
become noticeable.
The times that he's looked his worst is when last season Robertson or Tsimikas, so far obviously we're 90 minutes into the season, Kirkes, and then on the other side with Frimpong pushing so far up, right? And it's just the same issue City had. I mean, Wolves should have scored a few goals on the counter, but Matusi, whoever it is for Wolves, couldn't stay on side to save his life.
Right.
But they recycle possession so well, and they push further and further and further up. They just leave Van Dijk isolated, and now being a step slower is going to be found out by these things, right? By a pacey two-footed player like this is going to be way easier found out. So it's one of those things that their own tactics are putting him at a disadvantage almost. Right. So but it was ultimately a great display from Liverpool. I mean, attacking wise, you couldn't have asked for anything better. Florian Wirtz gets an assist.
Again, I told you,
Mo Salah scores. Ekitike scores. You're looking at all of the, obviously not in that order, but you're looking at everyone that you wanted to score scored. Everybody broke their duck.
Yeah. Yes, producer Mel, what you got for us?
Mike in the chat, speaking of Ekitike, did I say that right?
Yeah,
It doesn't matter.
Ekitike, I think.
Ekitike. If you are Liverpool, why sign Isaac when you have Ekitike?
Well, this is another thing, right? This is why you don't act like a cunt,
Right.
Alexander Isak, because of this. And I've already seen at least 2 different jerseys floating around the internet of Newcastle shirts that have Isak Hunt, ISAKUNT on the back of a shirt. Which is fantastic.
Why?
But this is why you don't act like that, because Liverpool now don't need to spend another 140 million. He looks like he's slotted in perfectly. I mean, the Community Shield, he scored obviously. Now in this game, he scored and he provided an assist as well, I believe.
Well, why do they sign him? Because Liverpool doesn't just want to win the league; they want to win the treble.
They want to win a treble, yeah, absolutely.
That's exactly what they want to do. And
You need you do need rotation.
You need
I mean,
rotation.
you absolutely need rotation.
Especially with Ekitike is very, very young. So he's, there'll be most young players you'll see, there'll be streaks. They go up and down quite a bit. And having someone who's just a proven goal scorer like Isak, they can just slide right in. Nice and easy.
And also mentor Ekitike a bit, and it just offer you something a little different. The other piece, I mean, look at somebody like Rodrigo Muniz, right, for Fulham. Burst onto the scene, scored in like 6 consecutive games when he first got started when Jimenez got hurt. Then he went missing.
Yeah.
Then Jimenez came back and forced his way back into the team, and it was now you wouldn't start Muniz.
Right.
Well, that's why you do that as a big club. Yeah. You need that rotation, and you need those players pushing each other. But it's a lot less mandatory than it was by these 2 displays, in my opinion. It's not as urgent as a matter.
So one more talking point about Liverpool, and then we're gonna move to what happened with Semedo, his response, the whole 9, everything. Mo Salah's goal, number 4, right at the end of the match that put the match away. The celebration he did was the celebration that Jota did for the final goal he scored.
With the video game one, where he sat down and pretended to play video games. The other one. Yeah.
He did. It was the exact same celebration as Jota.
That's nice.
And everybody else was kind of like doing the 2-0, which is fine. However you celebrate.
Was it the
someone,
3rd goal somebody did the video game? That was
Chitske, the new guy.
Yeah,
that came in on as a sub.
Oh no, Chiesa. Federico Chiesa was there last. He scored the 3rd goal.
Okay, yes. Sorry, yes, Chiesa.
He was there last season, just didn't play much.
Yeah, that's right. So yes, that's who scored the 3rd goal, and he did that.
Yeah.
All right, so around the 26th minute.
But then Salah also at the end of the game, joining in with the cop for Jota's chant.
Yeah.
And physically, the emotion just getting to him and bursting into tears.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
it's grief is not lineal.
Yeah.
Right. It comes in waves, and it comes in all sorts of forms and shapes. It could be anger, it could be depression, it could be sadness, it could be all sorts of different things, and it could be a motivator. It could be a lot of different things. And I think you saw the Liverpool family come together, come through a little bit of adversity, because Bournemouth did play well. They fought themselves back into the game.
Bournemouth, in the first half, it was 1-0, but Bournemouth could have put a couple in the back of the net. They played them.
They played them very well.
They played them very, very well.
But then you see this this outpouring of emotion from Salah just breaking down at the end. I mean, it's going to happen like that all season, I feel like.
All right, so I want to talk about Semedo, wrap this game up, because we still got to talk about your game too, and I know you're going to want to talk 3 hours about that.
Ain't much going on there.
There was not much going on there. Now, 26th minute, there is a Liverpool supporter, as Semedo is on the sidelines getting ready to do a throw-in, that makes some racist remarks. First and foremost, look right at the camera for this one. You don't need to make fun of the fact that the dude was in a wheelchair. Just make fun of the fact that he's a racist fucking cunt. Making fun of the fact that he's in a wheelchair it's a protected class, just like race and sex and identity and all of those things. So just to fucking make fun of the fact that the dude's in a wheelchair, you're also being a cunt. Mock him for being an asshole.
I'm not gonna mock him for it, but I'll say the same thing I said about that Jewish store owner I had who was racist. It's like, your people have literally been the most hated people on this planet for 5,000 years. I don't personally agree with that view. I don't hate you at all for being a Jewish, but you should know a thing or two about how it feels to be hated against.
Right. Right.
So
It's not
why are you
hard.
doing it to someone else?
Right. Why are you doing it to someone
That's
else?
the only part about him being in a wheelchair that I would bring up.
The good news is he was immediately found out. He was immediately escorted out.
And those around him apparently were helpful in calling him
Called
out. Yeah.
Said, that's the asshole who did it, which is good to see. The Liverpool players immediately consoling Semedo and being like, that's not cool. That's not how we roll.
And
that's not what we should be.
He stood up to it as well. He reported it to the referee.
Anyway, that guy right there just said some shit.
He said, I heard some racist stuff or whatever. And the people around that guy pointed that guy out.
Yeah. So,
Which was good by those supporters.
and, all of that to be said, that also, I mean, that cunt was no longer in the stadium to see it, but Semedo went ahead and scored 2 fucking goals, including one where he went the length of the fucking field and on his own,
Yep.
and put it in the back of the net. And yeah, he didn't have to dribble around a lot of people. It was just a direct right up the middle thing. There's a lot that can go wrong in 70 yards of field with the ball at your foot.
For sure.
In fact, that's typically what a defenseman banks on is you'll fuck it up and then I'll take the ball from you.
Yep.
And
The heavy touch or what have you. Yeah.
And there was a little bit, he said a little something afterwards too, didn't he?
Yes. So he put out a statement. I don't have it in front of me, so it's not going to be a direct quote, but essentially praising the Liverpool supporters that helped turn the guy in, the Liverpool fans, team for offering support, the referee for offering support and taking his claim seriously, as well as the stewards and his own team. He said, what happened at Anfield last night will stay with me forever, basically. But this is what football's about. The football family came together to stand up for something that should be stood up for.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yep.
Was, and it meant a lot to him and will stay with him forever. It's unfortunate that it happened, but he'd like to be able to enjoy, a different result and enjoy his goals a bit more. But the stain was there, but he's left with a warm feeling because of how everyone reacted to it.
Yeah. Now, moving on to the marquee matchup of the weekend, which ended up being rather turgid and not very entertaining to watch. In fact, a bit of a drag, but
It was difficult.
it was 2 of the biggest clubs and one of the biggest rivalries in all of English football. Allow me to say these first 2 things, and then I'll kind of let you go. Gunners looked meh, but good enough to win. Man U looked improved, but not good enough to win. Is really what it came down to.
So David Raya saved the day a couple of times.
Yes, very
United
much so.
probably on the balance of play deserved a draw. But that being said, there was a couple situations where things could have gotten worse for them, right? We talked about Luke Shaw's holding of Gabriel earlier today.
Yeah.
On the flip side to that, Saliba and Cunha could have been given as a penalty, potentially. But they, Arsenal seemed to settle down and kind of dictate much of the pace of play, but stalled out in the final third. And then United would hit them on the break.
Right.
And the players that they've acquired in Cunha and Mbeumo are very, very good at playing on the break, as both of their teams that they played with last season, Wolves and Brentford respectfully, both played on the break a lot.
But no one could seem to put it away for
But
him.
no one could seem to finish. Now, but that's where I said David Raya is at full stretch at least 3 times I could think of.
Yeah.
So United, Amarim was saying it last season. I mean, haven't had time to work with these players, all this kind of stuff, right? I haven't had time to, impart my system, and there's such a bad feeling around the club with what happened previously and all this kind of stuff. They look more organized. They did not add to their defense, and they did not add a goalkeeper. That is going to be a problem for them this season.
I have a feeling they're going to be adding a goalkeeper this week.
But their excuse me, attacking prowess issue seems to have been fixed. Their hunger issue seems to have been fixed. Just look at their running stats and their heat map.
Yeah.
They look night and day from last season.
I mean, the bar was so low. Like,
I mean, but that's also true.
Here's what you can say about them. They look like they cared. I don't know, cunt. You should care every fucking week you play footy. Like, that's exactly what you should be.
But from the Arsenal perspective, it was a bit of a slow start. Still betting in some new players. They had a lot of newer players start, or players that were kind of bit part / injured a lot, like Calafiore, who scored the goal.
Right.
Was injured a lot of last season. He played 7 games or something, whatever it was. So almost like a new signing, kind of. You've got Havertz back integrated in the squad. Obviously, Gyökeres. I think if the two main ones, if Zubamendi and Gyökeres had been purchased earlier in the summer, I think Arsenal roll United 3-0 here.
Yeah, well, what's going to help?
But I think they've only had 2 weeks or so with the team. I don't think they're fully integrated. It's a complicated system as well. I don't know that they're, that also affects the game of Declan Rice. It affects the game of Saka. It affects the game of Odegaard. And it affects the game of Martinelli in that situation. And then once Martinelli came off, Madueke came on, and Gyökeres came off for Havertz, it kind of, those players have never played together, it seems like. And that just completely stymied anything we had going forward, so we went into full defensive mode. And we coped.
What I think, what's noticeable is set pieces still, and what was impressive was it was very different looking set pieces, the way that they attacked. So everybody's like, ooh, Arsenal's really good at set pieces. Let's be ready for it. They're like, okay, well, fuck you. We're going to do it different, and we're still going to score on you, and we're still going to make you pay, and we're still going to be chaos, which was good.
31 goals, I think, in the last 2 seasons from set pieces. The closest to us is 11 behind us.
Yeah. I think that's us from last season.
Could be.
Yeah. But the other thing that's noticeable, and this is the big thing that will pay dividends later in the season, the depth. You could legitimately change any position on the pitch at any time if needed. And if someone's missing, it's not going to be the dire end of the world.
Right.
Anyone.
Exactly right.
Anyone on that pitch you can replace at some point. Will it hurt to not have Saka? Of course. But you got plenty of people who can play in his place.
Absolutely.
You've got depth. It's not like when you were missing Odegaard and him last season, where it just murdered you as a team. Yeah. You were done and dusted before you even had a chance. In this instance, the depth is there. You look solid.
Absolutely. And I think we're only going to grow with confidence. A result like this, that we kind of ground out a little bit, only builds that togetherness and that confidence. It builds that back against the wall. We've got this kind of mentality. We do it together. We play as a team, and bang, we're in with a shout.
And frankly, your history at Old Trafford has never been that great. So
now, although this was the 6th game in a row, though, that United have not. We're unbeaten in 6 at Old Trafford now. But over the last forever, I think we've won before these 6. We won once in 13 years or something there.
First game of the season, job done. That's really how you got to look at it. Was it pretty? No, but job fucking done.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's a huge result and a huge way to start the season. Get one of the big 6 out the way, and you're off.
Three clubs had impressive starts after going into the season with a lot of questions. Sunderland 3, West Ham 0, Tottenham 3, Burnley 0, Nottingham Forest 3, Brentford 1. What a fucking scene at the Stadium of Light. Like that is old Goodison Park, the all safe siren with the like that. It was that kind of, oh, fuck, what are we walking into?
Yeah, it was Brentford v. Liverpool that opened the season the first year they came up. I mean, at the G-Tech.
You mean Brentford, Arsenal.
It was the first game of the season. I thought, oh, no, it was us, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was us,
yeah.
I mean, it just scenes, right? They were well up for it. Does anybody
night with the sheet from the crest through the stands?
So,
oh, my God, it was so good.
So do you know what that is? That's the Lambton Worm.
Okay.
It's an old Northeast folk tale. Even the people of Newcastle are familiar with it. But it was a kid who found a salamander, not a worm, I know, strange, but threw it in a well on his property, got recruited and went to go fight in the Crusades, came back. This thing had grew up and taken over his town or whatever. I guess found some witch, made a deal with the witch. She basically said, what do I got to do to get rid of this worm? And she goes, all right, you kill the worm, but after you kill the worm, you got to kill the next living thing that you see, or bad luck will follow you forever, or whatever. And so he goes, all right, sounds good, I could do that. So he goes to his father and he says, after I kill this worm, you got to release the dog, and I'm going to kill the dog.
Right.
And Dad was like, all right, yeah, okay. So the guy goes and kills the worm. Dad comes outside and was like, well done, son. And he goes, I told you to let the dog out, you asshole, and then killed his dad. Yeah. So that's the worm.
Right.
Yeah. That's why that's there. It didn't make a lot of sense, but that's why it's there.
It was
But why there's black cats on their shirt, I don't know. On their crest.
First half was a little cagey, right? But you could kind of tell Sunderland was ready for the occasion.
Oh, yeah.
Sunderland was, and it was,
And the crowd was well up for
and
it.
it was just a matter of when, not if. Like
Yep.
the ball was going in the back of the net. It's just when it was going to happen.
Absolutely.
And frankly, West Ham looked intimidated. They played intimidated. And then the second half, and Sunderland just walked all over them.
Big time. They're three new signings out of their many that they had provided the assists for all three goals.
Yep.
The last goal in particular, I thought the goalkeeping from the new West Ham keeper was absolutely atrocious. And that's something they're going to need to be very concerned about. This game, and we'll see how next weekend goes, but for all of you that don't know, Sam and I do predict the entire table. We also do top goal scorer, FA Cup winner, League Cup winner, and dark horse, and then first manager sacked are the 5 extra categories. So there's 25 questions per season.
Yep. I think we're currently at, like, for the 6 seasons we've done it, I think we're at like 12 to 12.
Yeah.
Or no, I'm up
I
by
think
one.
you're
I
like
think it's
13 to 12 or something.
13
yeah.
to 12, because that's how many we get right.
But not the point. The point is now I've got an entirely new approach to the first manager sacked after seeing this performance. He, was also saying things like Amarim was like, it takes a while to learn my system and this, that, the other, blah, blah. Now West Ham haven't really backed him. That's absolutely fair. They've actually sold a couple of pieces, but this goalkeeper in particular was somebody he really touted. And yes, it's early days. They're only 90 minutes in, blah, 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 blah. Do all your caveats. But this is going to be the thing that we can properly judge Graham Potter on, I think.
Yeah.
And it started horribly.
Yeah, they looked real bad. Yes, producer Mel.
Timmy O wonders, is West Ham in trouble?
Yeah. I think
Absolutely.
I think, and we're going to talk about it here a little bit, but all 3 of the teams that lost here are all in trouble. And I think that, obviously Wolves did not, Wolves look, but like they're in trouble. Well, I got an impression on them, but let's keep to where we are right now. West Ham looked epically bad. And yes, it's the buzzsaw going into the newly promoted club's stadium for the first time that they've been up in 10 years. Like all of that plays into it, but show something, and they showed nothing.
Yeah, and with the on the emotion side of it also, West Ham are still a giant name. They're still a scalp.
Yeah.
Especially for somebody that hasn't been present in the Premier League in, 11 years or
Yeah,
whatever.
they're a
It's been
big
9
scalp.
years.
Yeah. Not for nothing, they're a recent European trophy winning club. Like
It's
they're a
huge.
massive scalp.
It's fucking huge for Sunderland to get them confidence, to get that, that togetherness, to weather kind of the storm of the first half. I mean, West Ham looked okay for the first 20 minutes. Now, couldn't really create a clear-cut chance, but they controlled the play.
Right.
But the way they were picked apart once Sunderland settled in was just so poor. So poor. And then Sunderland were kind of bossing the remainder of the game.
Yeah.
It's just, I worry for West Ham this season.
So
I really worry for West Ham this season.
So with the next match, I'm going to talk about the losing team first, and then we'll talk about Spurs second.
The board might disappear, so Graham Potter.
Yeah, exactly. Heard. I know your Potter jokes.
Levioso your jabo,
right.
mofo.
Show title. Burnley decided to go 4-5-1, and they were going to park the bus. and they were going to be the resolute defensive team that they were.
Is it 12 minutes?
Welcome to the fucking Prem. This is
Again.
this is going to be a long season, and Scotty, you got to figure out something, because there was a few kind of breaks and opportunities, and like you're a big kind of, you're a big defensive team. Spurs keeper is notoriously horrific on corners. You got something like 7-8 corners in the first half.
You got to take advantage of something, yeah.
You're not pushing them like, fuck, guys.
But that's the thing, right? So some of the defensive question marks about Tottenham still exist. Burnley was able to create some chances, but those same issues that Burnley had when they were up last time about scoring goals, even last season in the championship, a lot of what they accomplished in the championship was defensive based.
Was winning 1-0.
Exactly.
A lot of 1-0 wins.
They need to figure out a way to score goals, and they need to do it quickly. But I think that Scotty doesn't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Personally.
Yeah. Now,
because the last 2 jobs he had, he showed he didn't know as well.
I can say the following. Thomas Frank's philosophy, you could see it all over that team. And Big Ange did exactly what he said he was going to do, which was win him a fucking title. And he won him a very big fucking title, right? And that got him in Champions League. And that shouldn't be brushed under the rug, right? But you can tell these players are fully bought in.
Oh,
they're
yeah.
they're like, we like what he's doing. We're and that even showed with a player like Richarlison, who was completely iced out by Ange. And it's essentially, you could tell Solanke wasn't 100% and ready to start. But if you're the hot hand, Franks is going to play you.
Yeah,
And Richie had 2 fucking beautiful goals.
Well, the second one especially, obviously, the scissor kick was fantastic.
Oh, and the first one, the way he, instead of running at goal, kind of took that little step back and that ball curve right. Like, there's a lot to be said about how he made sure he was in the right spot in the
At
box.
the right time, yeah.
Just that team looked loose and not tense. And granted, they were playing not a good team that was not really offering anything on the offensive side of the field. But that's still, considering how bad last year was, this is a complete fucking turnaround.
Yeah, so I would caveat that it is Burnley, right? I want to see what they do against somebody that's a bit better.
They play City next.
The
right?
other side to that, right, is how well they took PSG on Wednesday in the UEFA Super Cup, right?
Yep.
They now it was ultimately the most Spursy thing Spurs have ever Spurs. They were 2-0 up in the 85th minute against the reigning Champions League champions. And shipped 2 goals and then lost in pens to lose the Super Cup, which was excellent in my opinion from them. But what it did show is that they have a little bit of prowess now. They have a way to change their tactics mid-game. They have an idea of what they're fucking doing, essentially. And
same midfielders, yet their midfield looked 1,000 times better than it looked at all last season.
Right, because they're not being told to just sprint 100% of the time. Like,
Right.
They played with a togetherness and a kind of verve that they had the understanding there. Where we talked about Arsenal looked a little disjointed. Was Zubamendi's new, which changes the way everybody else plays and interacts with each other. You said exactly that. The squad itself, besides Kudus, really was largely unchanged from last season that started this game.
Pretty much.
For the most part.
Yeah.
Same with PSG. On Wednesday, they have an understanding with each other. It's just Frank plugging his tactics into this group. And we've seen them be intelligent because it was largely the same group from the year before. And they were decent in that season, in Ange's first season. Yeah. So
At one point, they were top of the fucking table going into December, and then a bunch of people got hurt and they went off a cliff. But
Exactly.
they were challenging everyone in his first
so
season.
these players have the understanding, they have the relationship, they just needed the tactics to put it together and the ability to stay fit. And if they can stay fit, they can grow and learn, and Thomas Frank will adjust his system and adjust his tactics to sort out this defensive frailty. Because if Vicario I think made 4 saves.
Yeah.
If Burnley are creating that many chances against you, I mean, you're lucky it was them.
Yeah, fair. Also, to counteract that too, Thomas Frank's Brentford wasn't particularly a great defensive squad.
Right.
They were very good in the middle of the field and very good offensively.
Yeah.
And they were okay with beating a team 4-3 from time to time. I will say one thing you cannot say about this Tottenham squad this past weekend,
didn't bring to the game not just the basics of football, I believe the basics of life.
which Jose said about the Tottenham team he was managing.
Exactly right.
Finally, Chris Wood gets a brace. Forest look like they haven't lost a fucking step. They were a little concerned about bringing in some people. They signed a couple of people over the week. They looked perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, this team's going to be right in the hunt for Europe again.
Absolutely.
All the things we were worried about, meh. Look great.
5 minutes. It took Chris Wood to get off the mark again. I mean, it was absolutely excellent. And Doy had a decent header, and then some fairly sloppy midfield play. Oh, wait a second. They sold Norgard, so now it's probably characteristically sloppy midfield play. Kind of gifted that second goal to Forest to an extent, I think.
Agreed.
Now, I think they will sort it out. The Bees, haven't been known, even under Thomas Frank, to have a kind of strange result that you go, wow, you've been playing actually pretty well, and then you turn up that performance, Think about the Luton game that they lost a couple of seasons ago. I'm pretty sure it was Luton, or maybe Luton came back and drew, or they just, the Bees just completely fell apart. So there are some things to work on. There are some stuff. What I really, my only takeaway, because it's such early days, is that I fucking hate those kind of seemingly Stranger Things inspired shirts they were wearing. The blue I thought was ugly. I didn't like that shade of blue. It looked like the patch looked brown instead of red next to that blue. It looked very strange. I didn't like it, and it made me uncomfortable.
The jerseys, the kits I could give a fuck about, but everything you just said about their playing and everything, I completely disagree with. Of all the teams that lost this weekend, that's including West Ham, Brentford looked the most disorganized, out of sorts. Their manager looks out of fucking depth. They look too young. Everything I thought of them, right, where everybody's like, no, they'll be all right. They'll sort it out. They looked exactly like I thought they were going to look.
I just don't think you could judge it on 90 minutes fully yet.
They got a penalty, and I'm sure it's the first week of the season, but I'm telling you, this is a team I think two teams are surviving, and I think this is one of the two teams going fucking down. Unless they fix some shit really, really fucking quick, they are going to be a mess, and everything they did in this match proved to me, now again, whole season of play, but it reinforced every fucking fear I have for this team in watching them play. They were that fucking bad. Wolves gave up 4 goals. Wolves looked better than the fucking Bees.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I mean, the last line I wrote in my notes here, I said the Brentford did a couple of good things, but Forest are well drilled, and they also kept hold of most of their starting 11, minus obviously Anthony Elanga. So I'm not necessarily prepared to write the Bees off just yet, but yeah, no, it was not a good performance. I'm not proud of them by any means.
What were we going to do? Pat him on the back and tell him good boy?
Yeah. No.
Sam Graham, new kink unlocked. Rounding out the rest of the league, and so that happened. Villa 0, Newcastle 0, Brighton 1, Fulham 1, Man City 4, Wolves 0, Chelsea 0, Palace 0, Leeds 1, Everton 0. Funny, the exact opposites happened on the pitch for Villa and Newcastle. Newcastle, seemingly a dumpster fire, all this outside noise and craziness going on, didn't really seem to have anything together. Villa lost some pieces, but organized, ready to go into Europe. You would have thought Villa had been playing for 4 months. They looked like the dog days of December, dragging their feet. And Newcastle looked lively.
Making dumb fouls.
And in it, I mean, just they were up for it. Like, Isak who? Now, I will say, if they had Isak, in the first half, they'd been up 3-0. That's the big thing.
Yeah, I don't think Anthony Gordon really worked as a false nine, personally.
And then when they went to Barnes, and like that didn't work either. The rumor is Wisa, right? And I gotta imagine it's going to happen.
That's another thing that was hanging over that Brentford side as well, too, that we didn't mention when we went over that game was, that's another big player and another emotional kind of letdown that we're being dismantled, and how much that those players could have gotten up for that game anyway.
Yeah, but that front office needs to make adjustments and buy some people.
100%.
They've always
Absolutely.
bought people, and they aren't. Like, that's my issue with them. So.
Sure, Billy says if they had Wilson, it would have been 3.
Yeah, I mean, even Colin Wilson would have. Yes, they had wide open opportunities. The reason why Villa stayed in that match is the new keeper.
Oh, yes. That's the mastectomy. He has played fantastic.
He played.
Get it? Used to play for Brest.
Yeah.
See what I did there?
Yes, I did.
He played.
He was
fantastic.
He was excellent.
I
Had
felt
that
real
save
good
off
about him.
Alenga right at the beginning of the match.
Well,
You know?
what is it I told you about him? You were like, oh, baby, you're speaking my language. He was on and ready and eager and active and energized, and I felt compelled by him.
Who's this?
well-
Anthony Alenga? Is that what you said?
No,
No.
Mezit.
I missed it. Oh, yeah.
Well, it's because she was like, it never looked like Robert Olsen was ready to play.
No,
And I'm
yeah,
like-
absolutely.
And I kind of explained to her, I said, there's 2 different types of backup
You
keepers.
said when he made the save on Alenga.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
you said.
Yeah.
I knew I heard Alenga's
there
name.
was when there's 2 different types of backup keepers, right? There is Mark Travers, who is going to be backing up Jordan Pickford. Mark Travers knows he will only play if Pickford gets hurt, right? And then you have a Aaron Ramsdale behind Nick Pope situation. Aaron Ramsdale plans on being the motherfucking starter, right? And there's been talk that Emmy may get sold to Saudi, right? Like they may. That keeper played like a keeper that went, yeah, I was playing in Champions League last year. I played for a great side in Belgium. I am ready to be the starting keeper on this team.
But
Like, which
you
is
heard
a
what he
good
said.
thing.
You heard what he said
was
afterwards, though.
literally there to be the starting keeper.
Exactly, literally. You know,
Well,
the Dutch, a literal people.
Did you hear after the game, though? Did you hear what he said?
No.
So after the game, he said, I know why I'm here. But so the other thing is he's 34 years old. He's been a number 1 his entire career, and he's Dutch. So what he said was, I know why I was brought to this club. I was brought in to be Emi Martinez's understudy. He's younger than me. He's won the World Cup. I have not.
Right.
Said, but my job is to push him as hard as I can push him.
I love that.
And he was suspended, obviously. So from those comments, it almost sounds like the backup plan is a very good plan 1A.
Yeah.
If Emmy goes. If he doesn't, they've got 2 really good keepers.
Yeah.
If he does go, then he's just a starter, and that's fine because he's been a starter.
He'll be ready to rock and roll.
We've been lucky with Emmy as far as injuries go, but last season he had a few knocks that didn't recover as quickly. So I feel really good about our backup, and that's about the only thing I feel good about from that game.
Dead away red card. It's not even doesn't even need to be debated.
What the fuck was he thinking?
You pull him down.
was
You take
rec league.
you pull him down. You take the red card so that way you don't find yourself in a scenario where you're down 1-0. Because
Right.
if you pull him to the ground, he can't score.
Exactly.
And you take your red and you miss a game, and you'll be all right. And that is a professional red card out of Konza.
Yeah, but the flip side to that, and this may have been a little bit calculated with kind of the stunted Newcastle attack, is you take the red, you immediately put your team under pressure, and you have to trust your 10-man drill is going to work.
Right.
Right? Against a team that pipped you to the Champions League spots last season.
Yeah.
So is that the game to do it, or would it be better served to do that against a Burnley, for instance?
Probably.
Because not only are you now putting your team under pressure, you're putting them under pressure against a good team.
Right.
You know, and for he could have had 8 saves. If he lets in 1, he had a great game. You still lost the fucking game.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So it's almost better. Like, we have a better chance to score if we got 11 people on the field.
Right.
So do we let him go through? He's also been playing a blinder all game.
Yeah. Fair.
Let him take the chance.
Very fair.
But it's a split-second decision. You can't, go through all those things.
Yeah, it's not Olsen
at
back in
once.
the net.
Yeah.
We've already spoken too much about a very, very boring match. Again, another boring match that just happened to have a couple of goals in it. The outcome felt right. There was a couple of pens that Fulham felt that they should have had, and the pen that Brighton did get was a little soft. So it's like, to pen or not to pen, is that the question kind of scenario?
Possible show title there.
You just
To
kind of
pen or not to pen? I like that.
Meh, the one thing I would say to Brighton is, you had a 1-0 lead in your building. See that bitch out. See that bitch out.
Yeah. It's a game you have to see out.
And for Muniz, it's exactly what he needed, because he
a little bit fortunate the ball got to him in the first place, but a very composed and well done finish.
Put it away, I said,
Absolutely.
for me, that's just, because for next week for Brighton, I mean, yes, Brighton is a very good team, but you're going to Everton in the brand new opening of their stadium. So,
it's not a great.
At best, you're starting the season probably with 2 draws.
Right.
It's not a good scenario to be going into, and you had the game won.
I also think
you had it fucking won.
I think Matoma needs help stretching.
Yeah,
because he did not look like his high flying best.
No.
And there was a couple of times where some Fulham defenders caught up to him. And he seemed to be at least kind of clean away, but he didn't look as sharp as I anticipated him when I drafted him in our fantasy league.
Yeah.
Cairo Matoma, and that kind of blows. But fair and polite result. Also, possession 50-50. Shots 10-7, pretty even. Shots on target 4-2, fairly even.
Yeah, it felt like a 1-to-1 match.
Yeah,
it felt like
it's
exactly the way.
It's a very
it should've.
polite gentleman's agreement, handshake. Nobody get hurt here. Let's just.
We're going to move on to the next
into
one,
the
fellas.
season.
We're going to move on to the next one.
Just ease
And
into the season.
moving on to the next one, Manchester City decided to let everybody know, hey, by the way, fuckers, we won 4 in a row before our little, quote, hiccup last season. They looked on, and all the new players looked pretty fucking well bedded in.
Yeah.
And Holland with a brace. I mean, the first one was the easiest tap in the world, but,
I mean, he had missed 4 before that.
Yeah.
That he didn't look quite so sharp. But they had, City had loads of chances. They recycle possession really well. But like I said about Liverpool, when they do that, their fullbacks get sucked up so far that it isolates those center backs. And all you need is a little bit of pace. It's still pace and height for all the tactics and all the positions you can put yourself in and phases of play and XG and this, that, the fucking other. Height and speed are the 2 things that scare any fucking footballer. Mm-hmm. And Wolves had way too many chances for me.
they did.
I think they still look a little shaky at the back. Now, Trafford played very, very well for being drafted in last minute because Ederson had an illness amidst a bunch of transfer speculation to Saudi, amongst other clubs.
I heard Galatasaray, too.
Could be as well. Yeah. And then I know the initial talk all summer had been Saudi, but also PSG seem poised to let Donnarumma go.
Right.
So there's another potential landing spot.
I was going to say it's going to be one of the two Manchester clubs is pulling him in. I honestly
Potentially,
think,
yeah, but I think Trafford impressed enough that he might be safe there.
I think City's doing one of their bits where they kind of act like they want to go for somebody. Like, remember with Ronaldo where they came in, they were like, oh, yeah, I think we're interested in picking up Chris. And then United
drives
way
the
too
price
much
up.
money.
Yeah.
I think they're doing that fuckery right now to
Could be.
United.
But yeah, so I thought Wolves had far too many chances, but City dealt with them well, and eventually you shoot enough times, the dam's going to break. I mean, if the dam's under enough pressure, the water's eventually going to burst through, and that's what happened.
I fear,
Jose Sa just also couldn't get his fucking hands to a goddamn thing.
I fear that Wolves ultimately won't have enough unless this ownership goes out and gets them a few more pieces. The Colombian player who came on late, I'm interested to see what he ends up being. Arias for them. He could be that Cunha type player for them. Jury is still out on me. And like I told you, they gave up the most goals, and I was less impressed with the 3 teams that lost in the second segment than I was by these guys. Like, they at least showed something.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if that catches up to them ultimately. The season's long, but that's fine. You got this one out of the way. Move on to the next fucking game.
Don't let it affect you that much. It was the first game of the season. You're against, as you said, 4 of the last 5 leagues have been won by this team. So, it's fine. Just don't worry about it.
I would normally do the 2 teams played a professional match in the English Premier League, but that would be taking away something from Palace because Palace played really fucking well.
Yeah, I thought they did as well.
Dog shit match to watch.
It was pretty tepid. Chelsea had a lot of possession, did fuck all with it. Absolutely fuck all with it.
Skied over the net a few times,
But Palace forced Sanchez into more saves.
Yeah.
So Palace definitely had the more quality chances. Eza had the ball in the back of the net. Foul obviously ruled that out, that free kick. Now, the reason that was given was that Mark Gahey was too close to the opposing team's wall. So Chelsea's wall, apparently, IFAB has passed a rule that you can't be within a yard of the opposing player's wall, and that's if that wall contains 3 or more players.
Right.
He also grabbed, I can't remember who it was for Chelsea, but he grabbed somebody and essentially just shoved them out of the way. So call that.
Yeah, that would have made a lot more
sense.
sense.
Not some obscure new rule that's
Makes
bullshit.
It very weird.
It's very strange. No one knew the rule existed, and everybody was very confused when it happens, and it's fucking stupid.
That felt like back in the day when we played indoor, like the rule that the one ref Chile would just decide this is the rule. This is the rule. I'm going to call it every fucking game you play.
Yeah,
I'm gonna call
it's a really obscure thing, and I hated it, and it made a pretty good-looking goal, a bright spot in a shit game. It made it irrelevant. And it sucks.
And finally, if you hear the expression Everton that, and as an Everton supporter, I'm not going to get too much into it. It wasn't Clattenburg. I'm forgetting who the ref was.
Today?
Kavanaugh. If you know, you know. Just understand that in the last 5 years, every major kind of crazy call that went against Everton, Kavanaugh was either the center official or the VAR. He was the off you pop to fucking Carlo. He was the Gylfi sitting on the ground was blinding 6'4" David De Gea. He was the Hugo Lloris got a pinky to the ball, so him going spikes up on Richarlison was definitely not a penalty. He's that guy, right?
He's our Stuart Atwell.
He is that guy, right? And we'll get to the pen in a moment. But it's a newly promoted side. Check for Everton. They love to lose to newly promoted sides. Your backup center back wasn't playing center back because he had to play right back because, well, you haven't fucking signed one yet. And then your starting center midfielder was playing left back because your starting left back was injured, but the new left back that you signed apparently is too young and not ready to play yet, so didn't even make the fucking bench. Like, it is everything that Everton could ever Everton that was this match.
And you remember who played a lot of left wing back?
Mm-hmm.
You know who played a lot of left wing back?
Who?
Dwight McNeil.
Yeah.
To great effect at Burnley when he first started off.
And he sat on the bench and didn't come in.
Would have been better than that.
Would have been well, especially because then James Gardner would have been in the middle of the field, which would have helped with the fact that Leeds dominated the fucking entire first half. I mean, dominated it. The one thing,
12 shots at halftime, not on target, but 12 shots to your 0.
Zero. I think we had 1 shot on target and like 4 all day.
Yeah.
What we ended up having, but the one thing that Leeds has to look at and be very concerned about is the fact that they had all the opportunities and they challenged Pickford once in the first half.
Right.
Pickford had to make 1 good save in the first half.
Yeah.
Pickford had to make 1 real good save in the second half. So you didn't really challenge him. Now, all the crosses in and everything, the signing of Dominic Calvert-Lewin, that is exactly his game as a striker. Now he has to stay healthy and be on the pitch and put the ball in the back of the net.
Did you see the thing that was shared before the game that said Dominic Calvert-Lewin wouldn't be making his Leeds debut today because he rolled his ankle getting off the team bus in the new high heels he was wearing?
Yes.
Brilliant.
Oh,
He's known for making quite questionable fashion choices.
But to the handball, you know what? Fine, call that a handball. It was not below the bend of his elbow, and it hit a lot of his jersey to go along with his chest. He leaned towards it. That's fine. All of that is fine. Call that handball in every fucking match. You fucking won't.
No.
It won't get called.
But that's we had this discussion earlier, and I know we want to bring some of those discussions to the show. Obviously, is why we have them. The standard of refereeing in England has been poor for some time, and we know this. The way they've handled VAR, everything has been kind of shit. And I'm surprised you didn't remember Kavanaugh's name, because one of the main points, and I'll just teach you this.
I was just blanking.
It's okay. I'll just, just a little advice. If you're going to come up with a conspiracy theory, you should remember the main player's name, all right?
I almost said Clattenburg is why, and that's why I forgot Kavanaugh.
I know, you're good.
At least you knew it wasn't friend.
Yeah.
Isn't that who y'all hate, right? Yeah. Ours is Stuart Atwell. But my point...
Tyranny for Klopp specifically, not Liverpool, for Klopp specifically.
Yeah.
He's never played the game, hence why can he ref?
Yeah,
How can
Paul
he ref?
Tierney, yeah. So my point is that the just in general, case in point, very simple. We're going to crack down on holding in the box. Luke Shaw horse collar tackled Gabrielle.
Yeah.
No call.
Yeah.
That's specifically what you said you were going to crack down on. Mm-hmm. What happened? I counted at least 3 incidents other than that one. That's the one that I saw most close up because it's my game. I'm watching it most intensely. But I saw 3 other holdings in the box that didn't get called. So what are you cracking down on?
Friday, the only the captain can talk to the official, right? Only the captain. First questionable call, the handball, right? That they ended up not calling a handball. Van Dijk and 3 other Liverpool players. Van Dijk actually turned him and pushed him away.
Right.
But they all surrounded the ref immediately. Where's the fucking yellows? You said there were going to be yellows. You said if everybody's around, fucking yellow cards.
Right. What happened there? Exactly.
There was the opportunity.
So, right, you lay the law down. But they say this all the time, right? And then part of it is also it's hard to be consistent when different human beings are involved.
Of course.
And different interpretations of those rules. But as a group, why aren't you getting together and coming up with a common interpretation to apply to your trade?
Mm-hmm.
Because something that happens at Goodison Park versus the Emirates versus Elland Road versus St. James Park versus the Amex shouldn't be handled in different fucking ways. Mm-hmm. Period. Regardless of the clubs involved. It could be fucking Burnley versus Stockport in the League Cup. Mm-hmm. Why is a handball there, not a handball here?
Right.
It doesn't make sense.
Or
vice versa.
And not for nothing, remember Rodri. Now, this would have won Liverpool the title, but it would have granted Everton a chance to take a penalty if they had made that penalty. Rodri, arm in the air, fully in the air, but because it hit part of his shirt sleeve, they considered it not to be a handball. It's exactly where it hit Tarkovsky.
Right.
It's exactly
and
where
his
it hit
arm
Tarkovsky.
wasn't extended.
It was next to his body, and he was turning. Fine. If we're going to call that a handball, I'm fine with it being called a handball.
Just call it for everybody.
Call it a handball all the time. And we all know you won't. We know you as a league will not. Kavanaugh alone will not.
The other point of contention to this was ball goes out of bounds. 7 to 9 seconds or so of time passes. Then the whistle gets blown and a penalty given.
After
he touches his ear. Now, both linesmen, the 4th official, and the VAR are attached to that headset. So don't know who's talking.
Yeah.
But the problem is the referee very obviously didn't make that call.
Right.
He should have been sent to the monitor, and he should have been directed to look at the play for himself.
Yeah. But instead, they're like, nothing conclusive to change the call on the field. But the call on the field wasn't your fucking call.
It wasn't your call because you touched your ear first and at least gave the impression that somebody told you to blow the fucking whistle.
Yet again, another dog shit match we're talking too much about. Hey, everybody, if you're new to the show, every time our teams lose, which mine loses a lot, we have to do a shot of Malort, which is widely considered one of the world's worst tasting alcohols. I like to refer to it as if earwax threw up.
Yep.
And so up the tofefes.
It's a fitting way for that to end.
I've not missed you. Tastes like fucking Kavanaugh's officiating.
Sure money.
Very possibly the last season of this.
Why? Because you never win?
Yeah, I haven't won a bet in 2 years, I don't think. So I am going to be a bit more sensible this time. There's still going to be parlays, but they're going to be way more sensible this time. So
9-way parlay.
this one is only 5. But so you've beat me the last 2 seasons in this
And you've had
in
to
this
do
segment,
3 shots of Malort
which is
at the end of the season.
ironically named Shore Money, because I can't seem to get my head out of my ass when spending my children's college fund on sports gambling. So, Sammy, I'm gonna let you go first as usual. We never bet on the first week of the season. That's why we have no result. We always start week 2 because betting week 1 is so much of a crapshoot that it just shouldn't be done.
Same gentleman's agreement. Loser for Shore Money does
3
shots
of Malort.
of Malort.
I'm in for that.
Very good. If that happens to be both you lose fantasy and betting, you or I, it'll be back-to-back weeks. We're not going to make one of the two of us do six
Just
shots
make
of
the
Malort.
cocktails doubles, you know?
Yeah, fair. None around there. I'm going to go ahead and take a 2-leg of Road Dogs. Give me Villa to win at the Bees because I am not convinced at all by the Bees, despite the fact that Villa played so poorly. And despite the fact that Palace played so well, Palace is got Europa in the midweek, and I got Forest going to beat Palace at Palace for plus 598.
Big Sam's Lock of the Week.
And I forgot to do that.
Yeah.
Did you know?
Oh, I knew. I was to let you fuck it up.
You asked me and I did my thing. Well, I don't have any percentages. Just know that it works. It works all the time.
Loads
That's
of times.
why it's the lock of the week.
Loads of times it works.
It works more than yours.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to find myself a soundbite for this too, at some point. I won't.
No.
So
no,
I've
you
got
won't.
a 5.
That requires you doing work.
I've got a 5-way parlay, but after you hear it, you're going to be like, oh, that should work. And for real, it should. Chelsea to beat West Ham.
Not good gambling.
You pushed it at the wrong time because Chelsea beating West Ham is a given. West Ham are terrible.
In order to beat them, Chelsea has to score.
They will.
Chelsea can't score.
They will. That's how bad West Ham are. City versus Tottenham. Both teams to score. That's it.
Okay. You know what? I won't hit a button.
That's
for
the
that
only
one.
part of that. Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking around because this game in the last few years has thrown up any old result. So I'm not fucking around with it. Both teams to score is the only thing that consistently happens. Villa or draw with Brentford because Brentford looked like shit, but Villa couldn't score. Even though they had a couple of chances. So I could see another 0-0 or Villa walks away with it because Brentford is that bad.
9-way parlay.
No. Sunderland to win away at Burnley because Sunderland looks like they're trying and Burnley sucks. So I think that's going to happen. And then Arsenal to beat Leeds.
Get it the fuck together, Sam.
So this returns me plus 1347.
All right.
So the bookies don't agree with me, but I think it's a surefire thing.
Very good. Very good. Well, that is going to wrap it up, boys and girls. Mr. Graham, any parting words?
Yes, there are parting words. There is one more country cunt that I have to talk about.
All right. What happened?
Less serious than the racist abuse at Anfield, although it took place in the same stadium. I don't know if you saw the clip that was going around of the gentleman in the cop that was celebrating one of Liverpool's goals, and his friend reaches up and pantses him, and basically he was standing on the advertising hoardings or on his chair in the front row or two, and old Stewart got a whole cock right to the face. Not like hit him, but like right in his face. And the camera angle behind, we all got to see his bum bum. We all got to see his bum bum. So while we took care of the real cunt of the week in the game recap and talked about the racist guy, this dude's friend's an absolute cunt as well.
Mm-hmm. You are not wrong.
Good stuff.
All right. Well, next up is going to be the opening episode of DU Does EFL, where we're going to recap the rest of English football, who's already been going on for a couple, 2-3 weeks already as it is. So a lot to talk about there. And then, of course, after that, we're going to do Injury Time, where we talk about the beers we were drinking, catch up on our adopted club IBS, check in on our fantasy scores, new season of that as well, and preview the weekend's action. Should you want to support the program, Mr. Graham, how do you go about doing it?
To get all the extra stuff, all you got to do is patreon.com/DU Football Show and sign up to that $1 $5 tier and you get everything extra that we do. I will mention, though, DU Does EFL is free. That is not part of the Patreon package, although there are some extra things we talk about sometimes on Soundcheck and Injury Time that do include the EFL clubs.
Absolutely. All right. Well, back in the saddle, Mr. Graham. Another season ahead of us.
Feeling good. I think we played a blinder here.
We didn't do bad. Other than me missing my Big Sam's lock of the week. I thought we did pretty well.
I didn't fuck up once.
And
this was great.
And hey, producer Mel.
Yes.
Meh. Till next week, everybody.
Good night. That was good.
Fuck you. All right, let me save this. Sure, Billy wants us to, he goes, will there be EFL tonight?
Yeah, go ahead. Run
So we're going to leave the stream up, even though I can't fix the board.
Mm-hmm. What's going on with the board?
I don't know. It said couldn't record, problem with the formatting card.
Yeah, see the blue.
It says, are you sure you want to format the micro? It will erase all the data. Yes. No.
But we're up. But you've got us on Audacity and all that good shit, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's all pee. Let you do your thing, and we'll come back and knock out EFL.
Yeah. No, I have to reset the board, and if I reset the board, I have to reset the mic. So we're just not gonna. We're just gonna hope nothing happens to Audacity.
No.
Meh.
We will get through it.
And with that, enjoy this commercial that I haven't updated.
Hey, Shore Billy.
There's 5 people watching.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
People stuck around. Awesome.
Yeah, so
Sweet.
there's at least one person that's been on Kick this whole time.
Very cool.
One person on Twitch. Nobody really watches us on Facebook anymore, or they just kind of pop in and pop out.
yeah.
It's usually our friends. It's
That
usually
go-
his mom.
They go, holy shit, what are they doing? And they go, wow, they are saying fuck entirely way too much. I'm going to leave now.
It'll
That's
be
my
Kristen.
mom.
Hey,
Yeah.
you know, be one of our friends popping in, popping out, and then but everyone knows where the cool kids hang out. You called to it earlier.
Yeah. I got YouTube, man.
YouTubes.
The tube. I believe on my halftime check-in today, I said the tubes of the U's is the best way to find us because I didn't want Tiki Taki to kick us off for promoting somebody else.
Tiki Taki has given me an opportunity to apply for live privileges from the desktop again.
Okay.
I had to prove that I owned the DU Football Show account.
Okay.
It's because I vouched for you guys.
Oh, thanks. Because
No,
you're
it's not at all.
Because you texted Tegan, who started it for us.
your Tales of the Tour Guide is doing well.
That's just me of saying that my Tales from the Tour Guide is really starting to take off. I've picked up 700 followers on Instagram in the last week.
Nice.
And
Oh, yeah.
about 400 on TikTok in the last week. And if I can get, I am 300 shy of 1,000 followers.
And that's when you can do live.
No, on 1,000 followers, I can sell T-shirts.
Oh, sweet.
I could link I'm going to sell this one on the DU Drip Shack.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Bring people to the DU Drip Shack.
If it's on there, we get a cut of that.
Sure you do. ask to see the books.
All right, kids.
You show me y'all's whiskey budget, and I'll show you the books. No, you don't want to share numbers. I didn't think
I
so.
don't even know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
All right.
Budget.
Let's do an EFL show, kids.
This is Nick. You're listening to the DU Football Show, Drunkard United. Of course, up the Blades and f the Owls.
The Owls are fucked.
Yeah, but the funny part is, so are the Blades. They're dead last. The only thing separating them and Wednesday is goal differential.
Nice.
That's it. Yeah,
Perfect.
but they're-
Until the
they're-
points deduction comes.
Yeah, which is inevitably going to happen.
Imminent.
They are so fucked right now.
Yeah. And we're definitely going to get that before cities.
Yep. Well, let's start the show.
Born in the land of Bowie, Maryland. Bred to be a fan of fucking Everton. Punch you in the eye and drink your rye. Sam Houston.
Sam Houston.
Arsenal fans have another Sam. AKA the fucking Gooner Graham. Stump of a lord. Look straight in shorts. Sam Graham, hey.
Sam Graham.
Fucking United! Fucking United!
Hello and welcome to DU Does EFL, a brief, biased recap of the rest of English football as told by two common American schmucks. I am your host, Sam Houston, and across the way from me, breaking out all the new fun things, my co-host, Mr. Samuel Graham. How you doing, good sir?
Debut of the new season. Figured to be the debut of a few new boozes I represent.
I love it. Well, and we did new booze last week too. That had just recently.
That's right, we
been released.
did. Yeah. You're right about that.
Is that bottle still alive or has it gone bye-bye?
I think there's just maybe 2 shots left.
Oh, that ain't making it the next few days.
No.
No. Might not make it tonight.
If everybody's asleep when I get home and I decide to get on Rocket League, yeah, it's not making it through the night.
It's gonna make it through
But
the
we'll
night.
see what happens.
All right, good. And of course, on the ones and twos, producer Mel. How you doing over there, producer
I
Mel?
appreciate you waiting for that smooth fade out.
Oh yeah. Well, I told you there's a whole new thing I'm gonna say for you on injury time.
I have a
so-
question.
yeah, go for
Actually,
it.
speaking of fades,
Yes, sir. I have not gotten a haircut like you.
are Greek barbers a thing?
Yes.
Is that like, are they an important race of barber?
Yes.
Okay, I've never heard that.
I've always thought it was the Turkish barbers. that
Turkish,
do the
I
Italian,
have no idea. I was just
black
agreeing.
people.
face scrubbing and the
I was just agreeing with you.
massaging
Yeah.
and
Well,
I know there are Greek barbers.
Right.
The guy down on Maryland Avenue is Greek, isn't he?
No, they are Turkish, I believe.
So my wife said to me today, I said something about a barbershop.
I'm not known for the Greeks for shaving, just going based off of our friend Johnny the Greek.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's not my first port of call for a barber.
Not a shaving people, you would say.
But they so one of the au pairs, one of Julia's friends, the host family, dad owns a barbershop, mom's a nurse. We had to drive her home today for something. Fine, no issue. Oh, Julie got a license, by the way. Very responsibly told us that as she pulled into the gym with the car that we bought, I had a tire pressure light came on, and it's her first time driving in the rain. And only her fourth day having her license.
Oh, dear.
So she called us. We went and picked her up. I drove the car home just to be safe.
No,
blah, blah,
good,
blah.
Smart.
But she was
cautious.
supposed to drive her friend home.
Yeah.
Right from the gym. So we took her home instead. And fine, whatever. So we get in this conversation, and she goes, "Yeah, but the host dad's a Greek guy," and I was like, "What?" And Carly goes, "Yeah, Greek barber," and I was like, "No, that's bollocks.
Yeah,
no way.
It's the Turkish
Turkish,
barbers.
Italian, black people.
Because they do like the. They do
That's what that's who you need.
Do like the powder with then like the Sprite
Now
and it
I'm
all
looking
foams
it up.
up.
That's what I'm
and
saying.
If
do
anyone's
the
still
scrape
paying
of your
attention,
nose
can you let us
and-
know in the chats?
And all that silly shit. Yeah.
But I'd never heard of a Greek barber being a thing.
Well, first thing that pops up is Greek barber near me.
I don't know why. I've always heard Turkish, Italian, and then you always have to have the black people do it because they do the best fades. I've been going to a black barber since I was 8 years old.
Actually, in ancient Greece and Rome, barbering became a social practice. Men would gather at barber shops to discuss philosophy, politics, and community matters. That was my nerd voice. What do you think?
We're recording at the DU Public House just outside the nation's capital. You can check us out wherever you get your podcasts and, of course, streaming live most Monday nights. Should you want to chat with us, there is many ways that you can. Mr. Graham, tell the good people how they can get in touch.
It's at DU Football Show on all the social medias and dufootballshow@gmail.com to get in touch via email. Now, if they served me a hero while they were cutting my hair, I might go to a Greek barber.
Now, I'm hoping the listening audience or the viewing audience is catching it because you all are talking and my eyes are going back and forth. That's just waiting to pop it off and just do all that. Typically, we are drinking the exact same shit as normal, but we are not. We have something fun.
Yep.
For this show. So, Mr. Graham, tell us about the new guy you're selling.
So still 66 proof on this one, just like regular Fireball. I actually get more real cinnamon off this, which means I personally don't care for it.
I love that on the back. Ignite your taste buds.
Then I do regular Fireball. Regular Fireball to me tastes like Big Red chewing gum. Tastes like hot, not necessarily
smells
cinnamon.
So yummy.
It smells like fall, right?
Yeah.
It smells like a cinnamon apple.
Yeah, cinnamon apple.
yeah.
The apple is not as pronounced on the taste, but the apple is definitely there.
I don't care.
No, go for it.
We don't care.
It's good podcasting.
You've
Matt.
ever waited for your husband ever? No.
Well,
No,
good.
You just do your thing.
Good potting over there.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Production.
yeah. This is what happens. The non-customer facing role gets a free tab for
Yeah,
once,
exactly.
and they don't know what to do with
Yeah,
themselves.
exactly.
So it gets released in Maryland next week. I obviously had samples. I sold through my territory, got all the pre-sales done, everything else. I had a couple of minis left over. I wanted to do them here, obviously, with you guys. So here is
Let us try it first.
Fireball
here,
Apple. Now, cheers.
Cheers. Yeah, see, that's
And
what you
now
gotta
you
go
go fuck
cheers,
yourself.
and then you drink it, and then you have it.
Well, while you're drinking, I can partake my thoughts. It tastes like Fireball more than Fireball tastes like Fireball.
That's
Yeah,
what
you're
I'm.
right.
That's what I'm saying. The cinnamon is more natural cinnamon.
The apple brings the sweet candy core. It's that, you know what it is? It's that layer on a Fireball candy where you're on those last two layers of the hot and spicy, but you're starting to get that first layer of that sweet center core. That's what this is.
I want that chilled. Like I want that in a in a cooler, a bunch of minis in a cooler in ice that you
I'm sure
pull out.
buckets will be coming eventually.
Yeah. Well, because see, Sam, first you buy the bucket, then you add ice. And you know what you do after you add ice?
Oh, I know, Sam. you party.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's that part of the fireball between the spicy and the sweet core.
Yeah, so that's so for those of you that don't know me and don't know, I hate real cinnamon.
Yeah,
Oh, I
you are
just
not a
taste it all
cinnamon
like
fan.
real cinnamon.
So this to me tastes more like natural cinnamon than
No.
Fireball. Fireball, but actual Fireball to me tastes like Big Red chewing gum. Tastes like artificial cinnamon, just hot.
I think they're in trouble because I think that actually tastes better than their regular, but they can't say it, so they have to call it apple because I guess that's what's bringing the sweet. But they could have just called that Fireball candy.
It's all very sweet.
Yeah.
To me. But it's. I think it's going to sell. I think it's going to stand up on its own. I think it's going to be a good brand, and it does what it says on the tin. Right?
Yeah.
It tastes like cinnamon apple.
Yeah.
So by
Yeah.
that definition, and we've said this many times, it might not be my bag personally, but as long as you do what you say on the tin, you're a good brand.
If you're a Fireball drinker, you will like this quite a bit.
Yeah, I think so.
Is it something I'm going to actively go out and look for and be like, ooh, this is my shot brand now? No.
No.
No, because it's just not like I'm more prone to do a shot of the Jack Blackberry than I would be to do
But
a
you've
shot
been a
of
Jack
this.
guy your whole life
But
as well.
yes, and
But
honestly,
exactly that.
and honestly, it would be a Jack Honey because I think that's their best flavor they do. The first one they did was their best, and that's the one.
All of the apples to me ring too sweet. Crown Peach, for instance, rings too sweet for me.
Crapple, Crown Apple, that is monster sweet, but it
This-
does taste very much like a Jolly Rancher sour apple.
Yeah,
candy.
now this to me tastes more like Applejack cereal.
yeah, okay, yeah, I give you that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's good. It's gonna sell. I like it. I think the Fireball drinker will like it. And by that, it should sell gangbusters.
Yeah, you're
By that metric.
I think they'll like it more.
the key thing is how do you keep
A regular Fireball afloat.
right,
That's the thing, is not letting this take from regular Fireball business.
right, because
That's going to be the hard part.
Because it's better.
That's going to be the hard part.
So, and what else should we always do, Mr. Graham?
Always remember to do your blocking and tackling as a salesman. I mean, always remember to drink responsibly.
And we already cheers before we did the shot. So
Yeah, because it's a shot.
yeah, and it's a communal thing, like celebratory. That's how it goes.
Championship corner.
I've fallen and I can't get up. Oh no!
You know why
That sound cue he remembers.
You know why I didn't miss that sound cue? Because I had a piece of paper that says championship corner sound cue for me. It lets me know I need to ask for it.
Those are the eyes. It actually doesn't say sound cue. It just says championship corner.
But that lets me know.
I know.
Aye.
You're ruining the joke.
He knew I didn't print it out for myself, so I was just going to believe him.
Stoke, Borough, and West Brom all sit atop the league at 2-0-0. Ready for this one, Mr. Graham?
Can't wait.
Stoke on goal differential, top of the league.
Wow.
What the fuck?
Imagine that.
This is not your father's Stoke. This is not a cold rain night
Yeah.
in Stoke, for crying out loud.
That's absolutely
what the
right.
fuck are they
This is
doing
Stoke-
top of the league in goal differential?
Stoke blazing apple. That's what that is.
There is 587,000 more games, but
Goes to PSA filming.
I could. That's interesting. I could fuck with a Stoke promotion.
Yeah.
I could fuck with a Stoke
They've
promotion.
been gone long enough. I wouldn't mind to see them back,
Yeah.
even though they were our bogey team for the longest
Oh
time.
God, yeah! You were always the team that couldn't do it on a
Hated
cold,
that
rainy
night
Tuesday.
Stoke.
in
Yeah.
Stoke.
Oh, fuck off.
That was always your problem.
But they've been gone for what, 6 years now or so. Like that'd be fine. They can come back.
Pompey is sitting in 16th. They lost their first game they won their first game of the season against Oxford. They lost this weekend.
I won money in that game against Oxford.
Very
actually.
nice, very nice.
Yep.
And here's the one for you: Wrexham, Oxford, Blackburn, Derby County, and both Sheffield sides are at 0-2-2.
0-2.
0-2. I'm sorry. Wrexham having a little problems keeping people out of the net, which was something, remember, through the National League, League Two, and League One, there was a lot of 5-4 wins for them, right?
And there was also, though, the first game of the season especially was a bit of a heartbreak.
Yeah.
I mean, they did very well for a while in that game.
What's going to make you feel real good, Sam, about about their defense because they wanted to improve their defense and they needed to improve their goalkeeping situation. And this is going to give you such pride and joy to let you know that who did they sign for a goalkeeper? Danny Ward.
Oh, come on.
You hate him.
That's not going to solve your problem.
and it was also the game they lost to Southampton, a direct mistake by him on a free kick.
Of course. I would have rather they signed the actual initial sketch of the pitch that people use, the creators use to pitch The Simpsons. I would rather them just hang up a sketch of Homer Simpson in the net than have fucking Danny Ward. Because at least every time a goal went in, the crowd would go, "Don't!" and it'd be fine. It would at least be funny. Danny Ward is just tragic.
Yeah. Now, now the one that we want to talk about is the two Sheffield clubs. Obviously, the Blades are sitting in second to last. Dead last is the Owls. The Owls are in a bad place. They were in a bad place last year. And this was on the tails of them like being in the top 10, almost making the playoffs. And then things started to go wrong. And what started to go wrong? Somebody don't want to write checks.
Rich guy that can't write checks.
Yeah. And suddenly
The club's basically broke.
players, employees, no one's getting paid.
Yep. Points deductions coming.
The players almost did not play their first home game in protest, not of the fact that they didn't get paid, but of the fact that the workers aren't getting paid.
Yep.
They're like, why the fuck should we play if they're not going to get paid? Like, it is bad. This team will be absolutely positively going down. There is not, it's not even, they're going down.
Well, they are going to go down. And the reason they're going to go down is if they are still a team at the end of all of this, which there is still a possibility the club is forced to liquidate.
But that's what happened to Portsmouth.
But if they are still a team at the end of this road, when they finally do get new ownership, the cash tribunal of the PSR and all of those people that can't seem to get their head out of city's ass, there will be a points deduction coming, and in the championship especially, that is a very, very difficult thing.
You're
to
pretty
come
much
back
fucked.
from.
Yeah, you are pretty much fucked.
I'm almost certain that the only club that I can remember in my lifetime doing it, for my football watching lifetime, so from about 2001 on, the only club I can remember that survived a points deduction and administration, as they called it back in the day, that was in that dire strait was Wayne Rooney's Derby County.
Yeah.
That that it was a double-digit point deduction that actually stuck. Portsmouth went down. Now y'all's was 10, but it got reduced to 6, and Forest's was 6, got reduced to 4, or whatever it was. Right. So y'all had single-digit deductions, and the teams that came up those years were so bad.
Right.
But Wayne Rooney's Derby County, was it Derby that he managed?
Yeah, it was Derby.
I think it was.
There was that team.
Pretty sure that's correct. But that's the only one I remember staying up after receiving a double-digit point deduction. And then the very next
season went down.
And then the very next season went down anyway.
Yeah, because then they just couldn't.
Well, that's what he came to manage MLS. He came to manage DC United. But yeah, it's bad news for a storied old club as well. I mean, Sheffield Wednesday, has been around for fucking ages.
So I was bouncing around on the old tiki-takis, and I saw something with Ipswich Town. They have a center back by the name of Dara O'Shea, and I heard this chant, and it is fucking brilliant, and we have to play it.
This is awesome.
Ipswich fans knew Dara O'Shea chant is genius.
You've been struck by an Irish center back. I love it.
I don't know who Dara O'Shea is, and I'm already here for him. I'm already like massive member of his fan club. That is it.
Big time.
That fucking chant. is fabulous.
Big time.
So fucking good. All right, on to League One. Stevenage, undefeated, top of the table. Huh?
Yeah, that's a bit strange, isn't it? It's not something we talk about often.
Stevenage is normally a yo-yo club between League One and League Two, and never anywhere near the top of it. In fact, the only thing Stevenage has going for him was beating Villa in the FA Cup about 4 years ago. That's about it.
Exactly.
Because they're also, I think they're the ones they lost to the Stone. That's one of the teams the mighty Stone
in the FA Cup. Yeah,
on their run in the FA Cup. 7 clubs at 2 wins, 1 draw, and no losses, and that includes Stockport, who we know was going to be in and around it. They're a team that has had that kind of same meteoric rise as Wrexham has had. And in fact, they just missed getting promoted in the playoffs as well. But the other one, newly promoted Doncaster Rovers, baby.
Yeah.
The Dons are here to fucking play, baby.
Yeah, they are. They're ready to go. And this is so important for a newly promoted club, too. If you have a chance, you have to get those points on the board early.
Get them early.
You're going to face adversity in these leagues. These are long, grueling seasons with 24-team leagues. These are long, grueling seasons.
46-game seasons, 48-game seasons. And
46-game seasons, but then you also add in the Johnson's Paint Trophy, the League Cup, and the FA Cup.
And also worth mentioning right now, they're already 3 games in.
Is it still the Johnson's Paint Trophy?
I think it is still called the Johnson's Paint Trophy. League One and League Two play in the midweek and play on the weekend.
Already.
Fucking already.
Yeah. And they started
Already.
2 weeks earlier than everyone else did, or 3 weeks earlier than everyone else did.
And they have already played League Cup matches. Like,
It's nuts.
just fucking insanity.
It's
what
nuts.
gets
You've
laid
got to
on
get them
them.
points on the board as soon as you can, and good on them. Well done.
All right, so our boy Colin sent me a couple of lovely messages talking about Reading, new ownership. They signed Lincoln City's best defender. They really shored up the spine. Little concerned about the 2 outside backs. He wishes there was a little more experience there, but looks like a team that should either be second with the automatic promotion or at least in the playoffs to try to get promoted. So look like they're moving in the right direction, right? No, dead last, 0-3.
Nice.
Have not
Sweet.
won a game yet. And
You know, they should get back in. Of course, he signed for now Saudi-owned, I think it's Saudi-owned, Dagenham and Redbridge. They should have got Andy Carroll back. What they should have done.
That's right.
He did. He played all right for them when he played for a season.
Now, with them are a couple of rather well-known teams that are not normally in and around the bottom of the table. The Posh and Plymouth, who just got relegated from the championship.
Yeah, so the Premier League, like, to the championship is a massive difference, right, in class and graft and money and everything else. The championship to League One is even starker. So a double relegation is damning for a lot of these teams, especially financially, and it's very, very difficult to recover from.
And Plymouth is a team that has lived in League One. They're normally not in the championship, but where they don't go
Is League Two.
League Two.
Yeah.
And the drop from League One TV money to League Two TV money, because
massive.
Because at least League One owns Tuesday nights. Like there is always a couple 2-3 matches from League One on Tuesday nights in the UK, and they're on, like, you can stream those games on Paramount. You can catch matches, right? League Two, there is 1, maybe 2 in a week, maybe. It has to be a marquee one. So really, League Two only got a lot of pub because Wrexham was down there a couple seasons ago. So for Plymouth, you can't go down to League Two.
Yeah, you got to be very worried.
You can't go down to League Two. You have to stay in League
And
One.
it's hard to play catch up as well. It's a lot easier to lose 3 games in a row than it is to win 3 games in a row to make up for it. Because you're not only worried about yourself, but you also have to worry that the teams in front of you are dropping points.
All right. Finally, League Two, our adopted club, who we absolutely love, Accrington Stanley.
Who?
Exactly. Because our close
Some of
personal
you
friend,
older people will remember that advertisement.
our close personal friend and head groundskeeper of the of Accrington Stanley, Ben Kay. That's why we love Aki.
Absolutely. We should try to get in touch with them soon.
Yes, we didn't do it at all last season,
Yeah.
so doing it this season would be nice. So
Yeah, we'd
should
have
work
to
that out.
try to get in.
They have not started well. They got a draw in their first match, and they've lost their last 2, and they are sitting in 19th place.
That's okay, though, I think. I think that's recoverable for them. They've always punched above their weight, a bit the last few seasons. But they've traditionally been like a League One club.
Right.
I think League Two is a bit too small for them. I think they'll recover from that.
Yeah, hopefully. I hope
so as well.
so.
But one thing we know is it's not the state of the pitch that's the problem.
No, it is absolutely not the state of the pitch. Chesterfield and Crew Alexander are currently at the top of the league, both undefeated with 3 wins. Chesterfield is one of the teams that came up from the National League a couple of seasons ago.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They also were an answer to a trivia question the other day that I heard, interestingly enough.
Go for it.
I don't remember it.
Okay, you just knew it was Chesterfield, though.
No. I didn't know the answer. That ended up being the answer. And I was like, interesting.
Be like, I know who the fuck
I know
Chesterfield is.
Chesterfield.
I know that squad. And also, they play in the midweek as well. I do want to finish on one more story that is also unfortunate, just like Sheffield Wednesday.
Now, don't gloss over
Oh,
the only true Liverpudlian club.
Forgive me for missing that. Mr. Graham, tell us about it. What's going on with them?
Tranmere Rovers are sitting in 9th place at 1-2-0.
With the troublesome nickname, the All Whites.
Oh,
Yeah.
a lot of Leeds issues there.
Leeds was the Mighty Whites, which is bad enough, but I would debate the All Whites far worse. Far worse. Neither good. All Whites.
Well, the other thing is the Mighty Whites isn't inherently political necessarily. There are some mighty white people. But when you're excluding everyone else, that's a problem.
Only white. Because all is only. If you're saying all, you're saying only. Just no so good. But they're a team that was struggling. Them and Aki were with who were about to
Tranmere,
talk
not a
about,
racist club, by the way.
who were about to talk about, and Crowley Town, who are the 2 that ended up ultimately going down. No, not Crowley Town, Carlisle. Crowley Town got demoted from League One. But so Carlisle and Morecambe, Shrimps out for Morecambe, who we'll talk about in a second, who went down. But the entire season down there at the bottom was both Aki and Tranmere. So to see Tranmere off to a good start is very encouraging.
It's good to know. Yeah, absolutely.
And we met a few of their coaches, so we're gonna
again, as far as we know, they're not a racist club. It's just the nicknames are in these times a bit touchy.
They're English and they don't.
It's served for easy jokes as well.
They're English and they haven't discovered on TikTok yet that there's Black Scottish. So that one was specifically for Mel. Morecambe, everybody, Shrimps out for Morecambe. By the way, we know their name is Morecambe, but because of Dicks out for Harambe, we call them Shrimps out for Morecambe because
you see the obvious parallels there.
Their nickname is the Shrimps.
Very short parallel, but thank you.
They're right there by the seaside. They are it's a fisherman's town.
And they've got shrinkage.
It's the whole thing. Definitely got some Costanza shrinkage going on, but we did not know a ton about this. But at the end of last season, as they were going down, they were also in the same situation where rich people want to pay bills. Yeah,
pretty much. They obviously Sheffield Wednesday are a much bigger club. It was and higher up in the table in the football pyramid.
Yeah, so but Morecambe has like a really nice ground. Like
but more eyes on the Sheffield Wednesday story is what I'm saying. But Morecambe, as we call them, is a similar sad story and no less important to their area than Sheffield Wednesday is to their area. I mean, these clubs are institutions that have been around for 100-odd years.
It has gotten so bad there. They have yet to play a game in the National League.
Yeah.
They have been told by the National League, until you sell the club, you aren't allowed to play here.
Yep.
We're not even. So they've had 3 games, all 3 of them postponed. There's talk
that
of ownership.
can be forfeited at some point if the league that they're in is not satisfied.
They're forcing their hand in making them sell, because also too, this ownership group is doing the same kind of shit like Reading, where Dai Young was trying to do, which is they want to give me $20 million. That's not enough because I really want to make $40 million. Now that's just a round number. Obviously, it's much bigger than that, but that's what they're doing. They're getting fair offers. They're getting opportunities to sell the club, and they aren't selling the club because they want to make their money. Or you look at something like what happened to Wrexham, where their owner before Robbie Mack and fucking Ryan took over the club, he sold the field back to the club, but then sold the stadium to a rental company. And one of the first things that Wrexham had to do was buy everything back.
Right.
Because he was literally liquidating pieces to make sure he could make money and launder his money on the extraction of the club. It's the kind of shit that happens. And I would not be surprised, considering, like I said, a remodel, a very nice looking stadium for being a lower league stadium. Yeah. That it would not surprise me if that's exactly what's going on here. And the league just said, fuck you. No, you're not allowed to have a team. You're not allowed to get a gate or anything until you've made your last dollar on a ticket sale.
Right.
Get the fuck out. Sell the club.
Yeah. Good on him. Fuck that guy.
Well, the key thing you hope for is that it actually happens, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going to take over parting words. It's a fucking shame that this is the shit we have to fucking talk about. Mm-hmm. And we have to talk about this every fucking season because inevitably this happens every fucking season.
Well, the worst part about it is they have this fit and proper persons test and all this kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. But most people that have made that much money in their lives aren't fit and proper people.
No.
So somehow they pass the test, but they're cunts. Inevitably.
Bolton dropped out of the top flight and almost got completely liquidated and folded as a club and went all the way down to League 2. Mm-hmm. Right? And who was it with them that year? There was another club that got completely disbanded.
Bury,
yeah. And it was the fans were trying to buy it and they just couldn't get the money together and just...
but that's the thing. The people that have that much money aren't good people necessarily.
No.
Right? Most people that have accrued that much money got it by stepping on some toes.
Yeah.
That's the thing, right? So are you surprised that they then turn around and treat these businesses like businesses?
Right.
But the flip side to that, especially in England, these are community institutions. There's an emotional and tribal attachment to these institutions. These business people don't see them. They see these football clubs as something to park their money for a bit and then make as a long-term investment, right? They're still shrewd businessmen. These football clubs to them are things to be bought and sold.
Right.
Where the most established clubs, like I remember when I first came into football, David Dean was one of the top Arsenal guys and owned a majority of the shares or whatever. It was still a publicly traded company, but he had one of the highest stakes. Regularly referred to himself as a custodian of the club.
Right.
He was there to, as the money behind it or whatever, to make sure that the club continued on, put itself in a good financial position, and continued to operate as such. Most of these owners, especially with these foreign investors, don't see that.
You know what?
And it's a shame.
Everybody can hate Rob and Ryan as much as they want to about the whole thing. I get it. Hollywood stars. They hate them because they ain't them. Because Rob and Ryan came in and went, okay, we get it. And yes, they use their celebrity to have a television show, which helps bring more eyes on the team and the whole nine.
And make the team more money, though, is the thing.
And every single one of them, the same thing our good friend Alan said to us when the PIF posse bought Newcastle. He said, and any one of you would have chewed off your arm to have them buy your club.
I wouldn't have.
Yeah. But you'd love them.
But we didn't have Mike Ashley either.
Right. But in that situation,
we hated Stan Kroenke for a long time. I never once asked for a Saudi.
Remember, I quit the Washington team.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I asked for a Russian.
Rob, but all the other lower league teams, if they would have gotten Rob and Ryan, they would have taken it in a heartbeat.
Right.
And they would have been like, "Oh, we love them." So you got to remember what it is that you're doing when you own a club. Mm-hmm. It's not a moneymaker. It's honestly, it's a passion project.
If you do it right, it can be. Though that's the thing. If you do it correctly, it can be. And Rob and Ryan so far have done it correctly.
Also, if you're really good at business, make your money in what you make, where you make your money, and let this thing be a wash. Like,
right.
It as an owner, it is a plaything. It is a toy. It is that's what it is. So,
but you also have to remember within that, because these owners we're talking about have treated it like a fleshlight.
Yeah, it's true.
They've actually just come in and fucked these clubs silly.
Yes.
And, to the point where the lines on the field are painted with their cum. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. What they need to do is realize that these institutions are serious things to, thousands of people in that town, in that neighborhood.
Respect what it is.
These are very important to these people. And a lot of times, in a lot of instances, especially, for smaller areas like Blackpool, besides tourism, right? Because it's like a resort town.
It's the club.
The club is the main industry in the town.
Yeah. Yeah. And and Blackpool is a summer town.
Right.
So in the winter,
the club is the main
It's what
deal.
makes people money.
Yeah.
The pubs are full because of the club. That's what it is.
That's the important thing. So that you have to do this.
So what we're gonna do is just like how we do D-backs on the main show. Every time that someone needs to be called out for this on this show, we're gonna fucking do it. Next up is injury time, where we're gonna talk about the beers we've been drinking, checking in on our fantasy scores, and of course, preview the weekend's action. Mr. Graham, should somebody want to support the show, how do they go about doing it?
Very simple. It's patreon.com/The Football Show. Sign up to that $1 tier and you get all those extra goodies that Samuel just told you about.
And to everybody on the live stream, that's it for us tonight. We will see you all next week.
Thank you all very much. Good night.